Hi Alex, nice to meet you.
Nice
I'm
to
Mark,
meet you.
here,
I'm
Roger.
Alex.
Nice to see you.
You too.
Have a seat, mate. Right, really nice to get you down here today, Alex, because what we've been doing, we've been looking through applicants. Obviously, we've got a position coming up in the soccer schools, and your CV kind of stood out to me to interview you and sort of get to know you as a person and find out a little bit more about you, really. So obviously, I've obviously looked at your CV, but I think it's important from your own words, just give me just an idea about some of your experience in the past in terms of your sporting experience and what you think you may bring to the role.
Well, I've been playing football since I was the age of 6, and
Okay.
I've been playing at high levels.
Okay.
And I've been at the NPL for 2 years now.
Okay.
Playing under high coaches with high levels for training coming in.
Okay. So a little bit about the NPL then. What does that entail, and just a little bit more information about what it is you do, really.
Well, basically it's level 3 BTEC in sport.
Okay.
And you just do the education in the morning, and then you train in the afternoon with the coaches.
Right, I understand. So it's a level 3 BTEC in sports, right? So what kind of things would you study then in a level 3 BTEC in sports? And sort of what I'm thinking is, how does it relate to what we're doing here in terms of the soccer camps and stuff?
So some of the units we've been doing the coaching, so we plan our own sessions.
Okay.
And then we think on outside we show them how to do it.
Okay, yeah, you deliver it, yeah?
Deliver it.
Okay, I understand. So that's a big one, yeah. So you've had that experience of actually planning your sessions for different kinds of participants and stuff like that. Okay. No, that's really important to know, because that'll be a big part of the job in terms of planning, because what we're looking for a sort of assistant coach to help with the head coach. So I think having that experience of being able to do that would be really important. I think another really important part about our job is health and safety, because the lads you're going to be working with, if you're successful in the application, is no older than 11 really. So I think the major part for us is the health and safety aspect. So do you study in terms of any information regarding health and safety? You've got any base knowledge of it, and just a little bit about that?
Yeah, we've done a unit on health and safety where you take a park cue before the kids start.
Right.
They do a risk assessment on the pitch, see if everything's suitable on the pitch and on glass, see if all the equipment's safe, so it's not causing an injury.
No, really important that, yeah. It seems to fit in with a lot of what we do. So, just on that, Alex, sort of in a park queue, what kind of information would you be looking to be receiving from the participants in terms of to keep them safe?
See if they've not got any injuries, which medical conditions,
okay,
and seeing if they're fit enough to even play.
No, really important. Any personal details I'm just thinking you may need to
contact details off the parents, so just in case they get injured or ill at the session, we'd be able to ring them to come and get them.
No, really important. Obviously working with the young ones as well, it's so important for us to take that register and have them contact details, because if one of them goes down, they're injured, and we haven't got that reliable, you see. So no, that's really important. It seems like to me you've got some of the kind of skill sets that we'd be looking for, really. I think a massive part for us, however, is having a reliable candidate. So obviously we'll be requesting 2 references from you. My next question would be, who would them references be? What relationship are they to you? And also, do you think in terms of attendance, punctuality, attitude, that kind of thing, what kind of things do you think these people would say about?
Yeah, well, 2 references. One could be off my tutor Tom, and the others could have be my coach Gary.
Right, okay, I understand. And what kind of, in terms of attendance, punctuality, what are we looking at for them kind of things? What will come back in terms of that, Alex?
My attendance is good. Don't think about them many days off. Nice. And my punctuality.
So would you say that'd be like over 90%?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Over 95.
95, perfect. Okay.
But punctuality, I'm here 5-10 minutes before the lesson starts, so
perfect.
Be able to bring that to the sessions as well.
Well, that's really important, because one of the things is, obviously from our point of view, if a session starts at 10 o'clock, that doesn't mean you get there for 10 o'clock. There's got to be a process of setting up the equipment and stuff. What about in terms of attitude and application, Alex, in terms of the feedback we may receive about that?
Yeah, well, my attitude is brilliant, because I've been brought up playing football, so I'll be able to show the young kids what I've been given to them. Okay, yeah. Good discipline and stuff like that, I understand. And what about, obviously we're interviewing a lot of young candidates really, Alex, for the positions, because what we're hoping to do is let them learn from an experienced coach, and then they can come in and build more confidence and then start taking a whole group themselves, you see. So I think massive for us is,
have you got like any sort of working experience in the past? Would this be your first role? I'm just wondering about that kind of thing.
Well, I've been doing a bit of voluntary work. Okay. Last year I'd done it in a local school.
Okay, fantastic.
Doing it for a PE session.
Brilliant.
And then also at the night time I've been helping out through my brother's rugby team.
Brilliant.
Yeah, from there.
No, that's really important to us, because at your age, to show that you're doing that voluntary, Alex, is massive, because we have a lot of lads who sit here and that you've got to have that drive when you're doing it voluntary. It's not about just the money, so I think that's a really, really positive aspect in terms of that. I think, obviously, it'll be based in Warrington. Yeah. Add a little scan of your CV, but where is it about you live, and will it be easily accessible to you?
Yeah, I live in Widnes, but it's only 10-15 minutes down the road and I can drive, so...
Oh, you can drive, okay. Oh, right, okay, so you've got access to a vehicle as well. That's massive, really. I think that's massive, because one of the concerns we have sometimes is if public transport's a bit slow or someone doesn't make it there, so the fact that you've got access to that vehicle is fantastic. How long have you been driving now?
Since October.
Oh, really good, okay. I think the next point of call for us is to ask yourself, Alex, is there sort of any questions about the job you'd be asking from us? Anything you'd like to know about the position?
How many hours would it be?
Okay, so I think what we'd be looking at to start with, we'd be looking at about 4 hours a week, something like that, and then we'd look to build it up then. I mean, what we also do is we also have camps in the half term. So at the half term it'd be a lot more hours if you were successful and, you know, really impressed us and stuff like that. Anything about the kinds of delivery or people you'd be working with or anything?
Will I be showing the session on my own or video?
Right, so how we'd look to start it then, Alex, is we'd look to start having an experienced candidate, then you to sort of shadow, learn from them, and then eventually you take on that responsibility to take half the group, you see, which I think would be massive. We wouldn't just throw you in at the deep end or nothing like that. I think it's very important that we build it up gradually and let you build your confidence, really. And then hopefully you could be with us for a long period of time, really, if you enjoy the role. I think important to us, I mean, you say you're coming to the end of your BTEC now. Are you looking to do something in the future along these lines, or what is it you're looking to do?
Looking to go further into sport, into university.
Right, university, okay. So it shows you're focused in that sport and field, which I think is really important to us. Just on, I think the candidate we're looking for, I think it's massive that he's a team player in terms of being able to interact with others and fit in as a team environments. Would that be the kind of person you are, or are you more individualistic, or how do you think?
Yeah, I communicate well. I grew up obviously playing football for 12 years, so I've bonded with the team very well, so that's the easiest bit. And you're comfortable in the environments and working with other people. I understand that, because I think sometimes we don't mind having individuals, but sometimes if they're a bit of a loner and they're not capable of fitting in with what we're doing, it makes it more difficult, you see. Okay, no problem, Alex. Well, I think, any more questions from yourself, or you happy? Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I think how we'll go forward now is we've got a few more applicants to interview, and then we'll be in touch about, obviously, if you've been successful. I've really enjoyed meeting you today. I think you've come across really well, professional, and I've enjoyed the experience. So, speak to you soon.